ladies and gentlemen,
Her.
I was going to say, welcome to the show. Have you been seeing, all I've been seeing on my For You pages are Niall Horan,
Yes.
the show
I love
videos.
it.
I do
He's
too.
so fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that show. We don't have tickets.
No,
but
we're manifesting it
yeah.
though. We will be going.
it's at an outdoor venue, but we are, whatever. It's going to be great.
And he just looks like he's like having the time of his life, honestly.
I agree. And the set list is so good too. I liked his last album, so
Me too.
love that for him and everyone involved as well. But
I agree.
hey guys,
Hi,
we are officially back with a new episode today, and my name is Jordan. If you're new here,
I'm Jamie.
and this is Inside Out, and we are diving into a topic later in the video, or later in the podcast, I should say. I'm sorry.
Wherever you're watching, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it could be a video if you're on YouTube. But we're diving into a topic, and we're going to talk about pop culture and why we are so obsessed with it as two Gen Zers.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you laughing?
I always forget you're Gen Z. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny to hear, I think, because I don't know.
Okay, yeah, whatever. I'll take it.
Exactly.
And so we're two Gen Zers. Why are we so obsessed with pop culture? We're gonna get into it.
Yeah, so many reasons.
There are so many.
I just love it.
Yeah, we are fiends for it, to be honest.
We really are. Like even the Niall Horan, us saying that.
Oh, I know.
It's
Right.
pop culture.
It is, right. Yeah, we're just pop culture whores.
Yeah.
Skanks. Is that not a right? I don't think you can say it. Can you not say that word? I don't know what that word means. But anyway, we are going to dive into first. You have anything from your week?
Yeah, actually, my ins I wrote are my audiobooks this week.
So then what audiobooks are you listening to?
You would be so proud of me. I finished the Julia Fox book.
You did?
And I'm obsessed. I have so many notes on it. I have to make a whole TikTok about it, too.
We could dive into an entire episode on Julia Fox.
Yeah. If you see me spilling it all on TikTok and here, mind your business.
Okay, no, sure. Yeah,
I'm so excited to talk about it.
Oh, I love that. Was it not like the best thing ever?
It really was. I think every person on planet Earth should listen to that.
That's what I think.
Book or rate it, I guess.
Yeah. Right. No, literally, because I listen. I just
the audiobook specifically. I think her voice. I mean, I listened to it on like sped up, but
okay.
Even her voice, she makes it so interesting, and she self-wrote it too, and it's like everything about it is a perfection, and it really does make you feel like even when you are like struggling, like especially specifically in like your 20s even, it's like when you have like a family to support on, or like have like to help you and to like have a support system at least, it makes it so much easier in life, even if you have problems, where like in that book I really took away of like
how important,
how independent she was,
and how much that had to take out of her,
and how she just rose to, I mean, even the whole Kanye stuff, like it was just so interesting,
fascinating.
Yeah,
and like because you mentioned that it's self-written as well, and to me it's like you can tell in the best way possible. Like you can tell when things are like too like dodging around the points, you know what I'm saying, like without just saying it. I like her because it just says it.
I agree.
You know, you don't have to guess. There's no guesswork involved. And it's just, you just feel for her and just like the people that she's surrounded with on so many levels, and how different their lives are, but also how much you can relate to them in certain ways.
Exactly. It's like so dual of like you can relate, but then you can learn. And I don't know. It was so fascinating, especially like because I didn't know much about her. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people do.
No.
Because I feel like I just saw her one day, like, especially like with her TikTok sounds, and like I was like, oh, that's Julia Fox, and I did not know her story.
I know,
and it really was fascinating.
I know.
Yeah, I was mind blown. I couldn't even put it down.
No, I know.
Like,
and I think
scooping the litter,
listening
to it.
No, literally, me too. I was listening to one on dog walks. Like I just had to get, especially like the last half.
Obsessed.
Yeah, she just did such a beautiful job, and she's just like so talented beyond beyond. Thoughts. I can't even think of the right words for it, but like she just knows exactly how to describe her story, and like I just was like bawling through the last half.
I know it was just such a good story.
I know. I'm just getting. I like have so much respect for her and just
Me too.
Everything. I don't know. It's just it's crazy, but I do highly recommend that still.
Me too.
It's like still one of my, I think it's the best memoir I've ever read ever.
I agree. Literally, I don't think you're supposed to. I just heard this recently because Well, that's another end of I've been on like the book side of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been so fun.
Yeah.
But I guess you're not supposed to rate memoirs, which I didn't know because it makes sense. But
sure.
I will say hers is something I would tell everyone to read.
Yeah.
Without rating it.
Yeah. I agree.
That's my rate.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It was so good. But my other one was I listened to the Britney Spears book.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Woman in Me.
Did you listen to the entire thing?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, I didn't even start
I
it yet.
finished it right after. You should do it. It's only like a 5-hour audiobook, I think.
Okay.
And it goes by pretty fast. But hers was really interesting. I even made Mom on one of our walks listen to it with me.
Wait, what does it say in it? Like, what does she talk about? Because I didn't really when it came out, I was like, oh, I want to listen. I don't want to hear any spoilers. And then I have have it, you know?
I have a lot of notes on it. Okay. Well, she goes into, she first of all starts off like growing up, and then how she like got into like fame and how the paparazzi was really crazy, and then she got into like her conservatorship.
Okay. Yeah.
Say that. And that to me was like the best part of the story. I thought it was so interesting.
Yeah.
It was like all about how her family literally like her dad specifically like had to like he watched everything she did, like ate, like she didn't have any freedom like of any sort, and it's like they sent her away to like well, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but
no, I don't care. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry.
But I'll take the spoiler.
Yeah, go ahead. But she, like in that part of the story, they sent her off to a mental health facility kind of thing, and like she was kind of like separated from the rest because is what I'm pretty sure, and because she rebelled against like touring more because her dad kept forcing it on her, and she was like, I've had enough, like I want to go home to my kids,
right?
I haven't seen them, and like you broke the promise, like we were supposed to be done the last show, and you're just pushing it, and so they like she rebelled, and I guess I was I forget what show she said, and she like sang one word or something and like went into a car and like drove off. It was like a big thing.
Okay.
And like after that they brought her to the facility because she was like rebelling, and that's when like in that time is when that Free Britney hashtag was a thing, and it literally saved her life of like
really
she was in that hospital, and one of the nurses that was like really like cool with her and was like, Britney, like look, like you're like hashtag you're trending, like Free Britney. And she was like, oh my god, like what?
Yeah.
And like it like totally saved her life because she was like able to get out and like have like an investigation kind of thing go on,
okay,
where she like led her freedom,
right?
And it literally saved her.
Wow.
Like the whole Free Britney
movement.
See, like people were like protesting and wearing the shirts and remember?
Yeah, and that all just started with like probably a handful of really dedicated fans who were very concerned. And
and she was talking about how like she just feels so connected to like her fans and like how they even knew and like put that together of like and how just like she would just sit there and pray all day long, and like it was really interesting.
Totally. Wow.
And like she went into Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Oh, I wrote down this for you because she talks about how she wrote Glory, her album, with Julia Michaels.
She did? I didn't know
I thought you would like that because I was Julia like, Michaels, oh my god, she's everywhere. I always talk about that. Yeah.
I told you I was reading the writers or songwriters roundtable with her, Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish, a ton of people, whatever. And they would list it off a ton of people. I didn't realize Britney Spears though.
I know.
Oh my god. I told you guys, everything she touches.
Crazy. So good. And I thought it was read by her, but and then I was talking with Mom and I put it on and she's like, that's not Britney Spears like talking. I don't think that's her.
Right.
But it wasn't. Yeah. Because I listened to it.
She was like, no, this is Britney Spears.
Because I listened to it sped up, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't pay attention.
Sure.
She was like, no, like or like Britney's like country and like has a like a little twang.
Accent she does. Wait, okay. Did you start one day or no?
No.
Okay.
I just haven't had the mental capacity.
No,
like
not
mental. Like I know I can do it. I just like have been putting it off.
Listen,
I don't want to rush it.
No, yeah. That's okay. Savor the moment, definitely. But you guys, I've been talking nonstop. I guess I haven't been. I put one story up, but I was talking to Jamie about it. The show One Day on Netflix. It's going viral right now, but I watched it before. No, I watched it before it went viral.
You actually kind of did though.
No,
to me,
yeah.
Because as soon as you talked about it, it literally was all over.
That's what I think. I think that's actually it. Like I think it was going viral while I was watching it, and I just got on the algorithm because I saw one after because I started talking about it and my phone picked up that I was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just joking around. But I watched that and I like binged through it in like 2 days last weekend. I did not know what I was starting, you guys. I thought it was a cute little rom-com. Leo is in it, who Leo Woodwall or whatever his name is. He's from White Lotus, which is like one of my all-time favorite shows. And the season he was in was so good. And so I was like, okay, this is going to be great. And I also like the girl who plays Emma in the movie. And I've seen her. I can't remember the show she was in the movie. Anyway, so fucking good, you guys. If you have not seen it, and you guys know we are a resident, like we have not moved from the normal people train. We'll never move from there, both of us.
Yeah.
And this gave me that, like, as I was watching it, I was like getting that feeling in my stomach. I was like, oh, this is kind of giving me the same vibes as normal people. Again, I went into it blind. And then towards the end, I was watching it and I was just like, wait, this sounds familiar. It was starting to catch up with me. And there's a movie from when we were younger that Anne Hathaway was in. And I remember watching that. The show was way better. And I don't really remember the movie, but the show was better to me. But it's just so good. It's gut-wrenchingly good. If you need a really big cry, I literally gave myself a throbbing migraine afterwards because I was just like hyperventilating and crying.
Yeah.
And that's what I want from a show. If a show does not make me feel like that,
especially
or like
if you
laughing
weren't
from my
expecting
stomach,
it. That's crazy.
Right. No, literally. I wish I could spoil it right now, but I can't.
I know. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow.
You listen. You don't get heart wrenching until like it's like
like no, it's fine.
You won't cry like ball cry until like the last few episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
But just trust me on this, you guys. If you've only taken one recommendation from me your entire time knowing me, it's this.
Yeah.
And I will stand on that hill. And now I want to read the book because I want to relive it again.
So they turned it into a movie?
I think. I'm pretty sure. That's what I've heard at least. But I remember when it was going viral before because Anne Hathaway was playing this like...
Okay, so it's a remake?
It's a remake, but they made it into a show form, TV shows, instead of a movie. Because I think that's how it probably should have been from the start. But they didn't really... I don't remember them ever doing that back then because Netflix wasn't around. But like...
Right.
Or like how it is now, I guess. But yeah, because it needs that much time. You need that much time to grow with the characters and like learn everything. Yeah. Context.
Okay.
And but anyway, when it came out the first time, I remember it was a big controversy because Anne Hathaway's accent was so bad because she was playing British or like Northern UK or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it sucked apparently, and so like everyone was like,
everyone's hating on her recently. Have you seen that?
You know what? I have a love-hate with Anne Hathaway.
I know. I can't tell the vibe. I was gonna ask you because I'm like, I want to love her, and I like love everything she's in.
Yeah.
That I've seen.
I love her. Like she's in all my favorite things,
and I can appreciate how like she kind of feels like that princess vibe of like she just. But I think lately it has been coming across like I'm better than you.
Right. And I am okay with that because she is.
I know she is.
But I think it's just, I kind of am looking for it like, you go, girl. I'm trying to go for that, but it's not something I would do.
It is something I question.
Yeah.
It's like something I see. I'm like,
is that, guys, is that okay?
Like, guys, what do we think? Still trying to finish A Little Life, which
You're knocking through it?
Yeah.
I did. Did you see the thing I sent you? Like the one girl on TikTok, she was saying that she's like, someone like make me get through this book basically because she's stuck like halfway through and she doesn't want to like.
I think it's just like the weird part right now. It's like you're kind of like learning like
through it.
Yeah, like you're learning like all of the characters and it just like to me it seems like a little bit like drawn out maybe. Okay. Yeah. So it's like being a little bit slower, like not much is going on.
Right. But sometimes that stuff's so necessary. You'll find out later why probably.
Right. So I'm just waiting. But I'm like, I think I'm like right at halfway now.
Okay. You're trucking along. You got this.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the end. Like what you say about it afterwards.
I know.
I'm curious for your review.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, speaking of reviews, did you have gone to the movies last week or the past week?
No.
Jared and I went last night and we saw Madame Web with Dakota Johnson.
I was gonna say that. I wanted to see that. I would hate it.
I don't think you would like it. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't think you would like it.
Her.
I gave it, on my Letterboxd, I gave it a 1 out of 5 stars, which is probably my lowest I've ever given anything. And it's one of the reviews on like a critic site.
You said 1 out of 5?
1 out of 5, yeah.
Dang.
And I'm very generous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually,
all you have to do is entertain
I feel like you
me.
hated it.
Yeah. Listen, it was just because it was like. I think it's because I said it had such high expectations because like I loved the cast and like Dakota Johnson is like to me everything. Like I think she's a really good actress and so and in that they didn't play to her like motivator. She just I don't know what the fuck happened in it.
Okay, so people were saying on like the comments of like her interviews for this press stuff that she was like being weird.
She hated everyone, apparently everyone's saying, but I don't think it's that. I think she just probably didn't vibe with like the younger cast or whatever. But I think that what I heard is that she thought she was getting the part for like a Marvel movie and like going into the Marvel universe, when she got this job. It's Marvel affiliated, so it's like Sony's version of Marvel. So it's not like actually
got the knockoff.
Right.
Knockoff. Yeah. I just said it like that.
I like that version. Yeah, kind of. And so I think that's where, because I guess after she got the job, she found that out and then she fired her entire like team, like her agents and everything.
What? So she's just going through it.
Yeah, I think she just didn't know. But I think...
Wait, I feel like that's still a good...
Yeah, movie, and I think that... I don't know if like that's why her acting wasn't good or what.
She just didn't want to do it, but she probably already... committed,
right? Maybe I don't know, but it also the guy that played like the like villain in it really got on my nerves the entire time. I don't know who he is. He just it seemed so like kind of in a way cheaply produced.
Really,
Jared and I were like looking at each other in it, and
he was not vibing either.
No, he actually I think liked it more than I did.
Okay.
But he doesn't like superhero movies. I do.
Yeah.
And
see, I don't, and she's the only reason I would do it for.
It really wasn't even a superhero movie.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I think it was like trying to set up to have these like 3 teenage girls who one of them is Sydney Sweeney and then the rest they become Spider-Woman kind of things in the next ones. I think it was kind of like trying to set them up for that.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I don't know. It just...
So I remember seeing the trailer like a few months ago and I was like, oh my God, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because it looked good.
Right.
The trailer.
No, yeah, it did. But that's the only part of the movie that was kind of interesting was the trailer. And the guy, like, when we were getting our drinks and everything, he was like, what are you guys seeing? And I was like, Madame Web. And he was like, oh, nice. And I was like, yeah, the internet hates it. And he was like, yeah, but the internet hates a lot of things, whatever. But, like, I haven't seen it. And I was like, yeah, I normally, like, I don't always agree with the internet when they're saying it. So I'm excited still. And he's like, well, I hope you like it. I was like,
Yeah,
because he kind of had a smirk on his face. I was like,
yeah, he knew.
He said he didn't watch it, but he probably heard that it sucked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this because, like, again, I went into it really wanting to like it, and like, again, I'm always looking for like these people are so dramatic online,
Yeah.
Like pick me. I'm so weird.
Yeah.
I liked it, guys. I'm like the only one. Yeah.
Wait, guys, no.
Yeah.
Rewatch it.
Yeah. Have you seen the Olivia Rodrigo?
I did have that.
You did the Guts tour?
Yes, because I was gonna say that's my out of it being all over TikTok because I want to like dodge it, but I also want to watch. I've been watching, so it's like fun. But
okay, I was wondering what you were gonna say about that because to me, because we're going, I'm very excited.
I'm so excited. I look forward to it every day.
Me too.
I literally remind myself it's like next month, and I'm like,
I know
I have something to look forward.
Oh wait, does the Maggie Rogers when do those go on sale? I was deciding whether I was going to watch them too. I was like, because I scrolled past the first one, I was like, no, it's gonna be a surprise, and then they get you. And so I was like, oh my God, her outfits are so cute.
I know, that's what got me too.
Right.
And like, I think the one was of her like dancing to the Disney knees, like her choreography was like all.
This is what I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Well,
what's your opinion without mine? I want to know yours. Do you like it or do you hate it?
I don't hate it. I think it's like funky and fun. Like I appreciate it. I like don't think it's bad.
Right.
But I think it's like silly.
Yeah.
I think it looks silly. I like when she does this though.
Yeah. To me, it's supposed to look embarrassing.
Yeah.
Love is embarrassing. That's the song.
I think she killed it. She literally looks like the only way I can explain it is like a funny silly dog. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. And like people were fucking roasting in the comments and the choreographer needs to be fired.
I was like, no, come on.
I don't think so.
I think she's so
like
cool and like to even do that. Because
right.
like a lot of people would be so like, yeah, too cool and like,
no,
I'm not dancing like that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I respect it. I like it. I don't think everything has to be so sexy and like perfect.
No, especially when every other song probably is her like killing it otherwise.
And I think people fail to realize like she at her core is a theater kid. Like
right.
Let
like,
her
that's
be
literally where
kid.
She came from.
And that's why I love it so much. I'm like I like love theater people.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she's so cool. Well, I think her last tour was very much like she didn't have dancers. She was just kind of like running back and forth on stage.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it really surprised me. It makes sense that she has like this whole big production. Yeah. But it's really cool to see because it's like an like official like tour feels like for her. Like it's like one of like Taylor Swift's like first tour of like when she's going across the stage and she has dancers and she has outfit changes now.
I know. And I thought that was
cool.
So right. To me, that's what I was wondering is I'm like, it makes sense because she's one of the biggest. So I would think she gets the budget for that, right?
Right.
And I was literally thinking before, I was like, she should go across like the venue flying on something.
Yeah.
And
like that's so like OG, like, isn't it?
Yes.
Like it gives you like the only thing I know every other artist has done it, but like Taylor Swift on like the balcony thing and like whatever.
No, literally.
Like it's just so iconic and hers is a moon, right?
Yeah, it's a moon for I don't know that song. But yeah, and I think that works so well. It's perfect and I think more artists need to do that, especially I'm sorry. She could probably get away with not doing that because of her like she has choreography going, like she looks, she has like a good show, but some of the people who just like stand there and sing or whatever, I feel like they could benefit from some sort of budget where they incorporate that. Yeah. I'm just saying.
It looks so cool. And all of her like visuals just look so cool. They look so like 2000s-y, like Avril Lavigne core.
I know.
And like grungy and teen angst and
I know. I agree.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm really very excited. I want to figure out what to wear because I feel like
I know. I didn't realize like it was such a big people are like
I know.
Acting as if it's Love on Tour or Eras Tour.
I know. It's like, which I feel like that's just maybe like the generation, like the new thing. Which I'm kind of here for like I don't think I'm going to like go that hard.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I was like after the Taylor one, I was like, yeah, it is fun, but I feel like for me personally, like I like to feel a little bit more like myself.
That's the problem, like costumey, like things like that. I think people are really creative in them, but me, I really struggle when I don't feel like myself.
Yeah, I think I just do too shitty of a job all the time, and then I regret my look. Like I look at Eras when I'm like, I love together.
Yours. No.
Yes.
Mine was silly.
Anyway, point being, no, yours was cute. You looked so cute.
Well, you did too.
Shut the literally fuck off. Well, I guess we kind of already were talking about pop culture, our entire ins and outs, which. I mean, that's been on my mind a lot lately, I feel like, for some reason. It's just, I've been paying attention to it. I think it's because I've been on TikTok more.
Yeah.
And
of, like, pop culture.
Yeah. When I'm on YouTube more, then I, like, feel like I'm, like, less involved in it. When I'm on TikTok, you get, like, all of the updates so quickly.
Right.
But there is such a, so there's a very big history, obviously, in pop culture, and I feel like that is sometimes important and kind of cool to look back at to realize, like, maybe it's not us. Maybe maybe we're meant to be pop culture whores.
Right.
Maybe we're bred that way.
Maybe
it's not our fault. Yeah. Maybe there's nothing wrong with us.
We don't have a problem.
Yeah. But do you have anything before I get into, like, some history things on it?
No, which I'm really excited because I did not look anything up for that, and I'm, like, so excited to hear it.
Okay. We love that.
Like, where did it come from?
That's what I would like to know.
Where did it go?
So, okay. So there are things. So I'm going to start with in the 1900s. And then I have like something that could be like, towards a little bit before that. But as far as like the 1900s go, so this is moving into more modern times, but like obviously pre-modern. But the 1920s introduced pop culture into the American lifestyle. Pop culture during the 1920s introduced society to things such as flapper, automobiles, jazz music, movies, and nightclubs. It was the end of World War I, and people in the 20s reflected a new era of prosperity and freedom. And actually, that's what I was talking to Jared about this, and that's what he said, that like the more modern version of pop culture kind of happened after World War I, as far as like Marilyn Monroe, Elvis, JFK. I said that so confidently too, but I knew that it was wrong. I was like, that doesn't seem right. JFK, John F. Kennedy, and then like the I Love Lucy shows, like things like that, where people became such celebrities, kind of thing.
Okay, so there wasn't like a lot of that before.
There was, but I think that like it
wasn't so normal.
Right, and just like to care about their lives as a human, I think is a little bit different. Yeah. Where it's like people wanted to like hear. Parasocial. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Like learning about Elvis's life and learning about Marilyn Monroe, and especially like after they passed on, like really attaching to them in that way.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You know?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and so then it moves into like the 1940s, where it saw a rise in music and sports. However, society suffered through the Great Depression. Fashion had settled down, and people were going to the theaters less due to financial problems. Music was still very popular and uplifted people's spirits, though. And also, Jared kind of said that too, is like dark time. It's like reflected normally in like music as like happy, like where it's like to bring people up. Like that's why like pop music.
People look for like in music,
right? And that's like just what people create more so when there are darker times. It's like more poppy music, I guess.
That makes sense.
It seems like from history, at least. To the 1960s, sex, love, and rock and roll was the way of life during the 1960s. People used pop culture as a sense of escape from government atrocities, protests, war, and violence. Bands and musicians such as the Rolling Stones, the Supremes, Beach Boys, and Elvis Presley gained major popularity. Cinema in the 1960s reflected the decade of fun, fashion, and rock and roll and social changes. And then on yellowbrick.co, pop culture has a profound influence on society, shaping our beliefs, attitudes, and values. It influences fashion trends, with celebrities and fashion icons setting the tone for what's considered stylish. Music has the power to evoke emotions, inspire movements, and reflect the social and political climate. Pop culture greatly impacts consumer behavior through celebrity endorsements and influencer marketing. And also social media plays a pivotal role in dismantling and amplifying pop culture influence. And I feel like I can see that even just like through the past few years of TikTok, how even more engulfed people have become with pop culture. And like, again, even down to like the blind items kind of thing. Like, I feel like before like the past 2 years, I didn't really see much at all about blind items.
Yeah.
Until it just randomly started popping up everywhere. But I feel like because that to me is like the utmost, like obsession with, you know, pop culture in a way. So anyway, it really does stem back from a really
I know, that's so cool to think about.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like we're in time, like I've always thought that, like, has it always been like, oh, if you're a fangirl, like I am,
right?
Like you are,
yeah.
Like you want to know everything about their life and whatever. Yeah. But it hasn't always been like that. No, like,
literally. And right, because you only had so many sources or ways to like learn. Let's say I was a fan of Elvis back then, and I thought I like really like I felt like I knew a part of him through his music, like his storytelling, and like knew his life through the words that he was singing, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you don't really have back then as many options to like dive into who he is, his background, different things like that. To me, or to you, what do you like? I was going to say, like, for me, I think, like, both of us are pop culture fiends, and we always kind of have been. Yeah. I feel like we've always been a part of fandoms. We've always been, like, reality TV people.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. And do you think what makes you, like, interested in someone's, like, life like that?
I feel like, I wrote this down, too, is I feel like, because I feel like I wasn't always into it as much growing up.
Yeah.
Like I was into it, but not like how I am now, where I'm just like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like it's so fun for me.
Okay, yeah.
Like I never realized maybe.
Sure.
The obsession.
Yeah.
But like I had my obsessions.
Yeah.
But I really do, I think, love about it most of all is like, even like with the YouTube and stuff, or like anyone that I love that's like famous is that like it's a one-sided friendship.
Yeah.
Like I will say like it's an easy friendship, like parasocially like creepy in a way.
Right.
But it's like, especially when like like, you know, I've had friends and stuff, but when you don't feel like you're necessarily like always in a friend group or have like your friends of people in like your circle, I think it's like a good middle ground of like you kind of feel involved in like the community,
up to date. Like, yes, exactly.
Like
community,
there's a sense of it.
Yes, 100,000%.
Like, and it sounds like weird, but
no, I agree with that, because I think like literally I was reading a Reddit thread on this earlier, just like researching it, and I wanted to hear what like real people had to say. Like, not, I guess people that write articles are real people too, but you know what I mean, like the general public, I guess. And I was reading it, and it was saying like most people, the people thought like the question was like kind of like, why are people so obsessed with pop culture? And a lot of the people were saying like just these like comments of like people have nothing else better to do and they need to get a life, blah blah blah. And while I think that can be true for some people, like I feel like, to me, I think at sometimes that's true. Like I don't have anything maybe else like going for me. I don't know. Like I'm bored maybe in my own life. Not even in a bad way, but like to me, like you guys know, we keep our lives pretty peaceful as much as we can. So there's not like too much drama to really like feed off of in our own lives. And so I do think maybe that's why I am interested in other people sometimes. But I also think that to me, what
almost like to go off of that, there's like another like dual of it of like when it has been so much going on too, it is like that form of like escapism almost,
right?
Like even like with family drama, and then you go watch the Kardashians and then you can relate and but you could also like escape and
just not think about your own,
be in that family.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Like I just think that's like cool in that way of like they're so, you could be either or.
Right. No, 100%. Literally
what's
depends
going
on
on.
Yeah, it's the point in life. And I think that's why I say sometimes is because for me, I think my attachment to pop culture in a way is like directly a result of my attachment to like the people that I even care about in pop culture, or like these celebrities and like influencers in a way, mostly celebrities. I seem to like really gravitate towards celebrities, where I know a lot of people do gravitate towards influencers as well. But I feel like specifically people who I don't know a lot about, like in a certain ways, like Taylor Swift, that's why I feel like, or who I can relate to on some sort of level. They've grasped me into like their orbit with something that related to me. And so I feel seen in some way. And then that makes me kind of obsessed with them in a way. If that makes sense. And I think like for me, I have to have some sort of like personal connection to the person to like be super invested in like their drama or their life or whatever. Or so like whether it's someone whose music I like, whether they're in a movie I like, just an actor or actress, whatever I like, just something like that, just someone I like you could tell me like the same exact story from two different people, but if I don't know or care about the celebrity, I don't really care that much. But I think, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it stems from there for me at least. Right?
That makes sense.
And I think even like when you're talking about the Kardashians, I was thinking about them a lot while I was thinking about this episode, because they're like a prime example to me of like kind of aspirational, and that's why I watch them in a way. Like not only like I'm not even talking about like business, money, whatever. I mean like their family unit. I just like have always loved their
dynamics.
Yes, exactly. And big families. I'm always so interested in big families because I mean we were a family of 5 growing up. So that's like medium sized, I'd say. But I just love the idea of having so many siblings for some reason. What can I say? I just love you guys. I just want like get more of you. But I think it's just, you know what I mean? It's just so fascinating to me to see how other families work. And I think that's why they blew up so much.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
I agree.
I don't know.
It is.
And again, living different lifestyles than us. You know, we live in the Midwest, in the middle kind of nowhere in a way. And it's just a different pace of life.
Yeah, it's so different.
Right.
So it's the allure.
And we're obviously not famous or, you know, like our dad wasn't a lawyer growing up. So like just different lifestyles.
Totally different. Yeah. Because I kept thinking about Taylor Swift though in this too, of like how, especially like how private she is. Like even you're kind of saying that, which is so interesting to like just reflect on and like deep dive, because it's like we really like don't know her, but I think that's like almost the appeal too, because it's like that is probably like a I don't know, marketing strategy or something of like we have all wondered like borderline creepy probably of like, you know, I wonder what her like bedtime routine is, or like what her gym routine is, or what she eats in a day.
Or you just can't even picture her doing certain things.
Yes,
you know,
like what her family dynamics are, like what she talks about, like you don't know, and she doesn't like interview a lot.
No, and I think that's so right, and I think that kind of celebrity, especially when they're as big as she is. Is so fascinating to a lot of people, and I think that is why they gain such a following sometimes is because of like the guesswork kind of thing. Like you can kind of just create any narrative in a way.
Any narrative, really.
Of like how she is, who she's, whatever, because you're not based off of much. And I think some people are overexposed in some ways, and I think that maybe like can
ruins it.
A
little bit.
Right, like people just maybe are less interested because they don't have to guess. You're telling them everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
And I kind of like the people who you have to guess and you don't hear much about, or like
right, I agree. The illusion of it, and like especially like her specifically, it's like I think a lot of Swifties, if you will, like grasp onto what you can from her lyrics. And run with it of like guessing more about her life, obviously.
Totally.
And like that's how we emotionally connect, maybe. And like
I agree. No, 100%, you know? Because also and you hear something that relates to you and you're like, wow, like she feels that way too. Like, oh, she's maybe more similar to me than I thought, or whatever it is. Or she can describe this emotion so perfectly. How you know
she must have experienced it.
Exactly. And I think even while we're on the topic of Taylor Swift, because every
I know I was like, Taylor I'm Swift sorry, it's like
I'm really not sorry at this point. You kind of know what you're getting from us at this point. So like,
but my head was,
we're like a half Swiftie podcast at this point.
I know.
But
I'll take it.
But like to me, she's like the perfect prime example. I feel like even people who are not Swifties like use her as an example, but especially right now. But just like even like I saw that one video of her and Joe at the restaurant.
I saved that for this episode and I forgot about it.
And just like sitting there eating it, to me, I don't know why, like it's so stupid seeming, like when you say it out loud, it's like duh, she sits and eats at a restaurant.
Like obviously.
But
you
can't picture it in your brain sometimes.
No, it's like you see it. But even when I see that, I'm like, I still can't picture it. I'm like,
it's like that's not her.
Like, what are you doing there?
I know.
And well, that video was crazy because everyone was like, did I just hear him say, wait, what was that he said? I'm sorry.
I don't know. He said like, you don't get to tell me, or you don't tell me something.
Yeah. And it was like one of the lyrics
the thing she put on the...
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
I can't think of it right now.
But I heard it and I was like, I don't know.
I couldn't hear anything, so I...
Yeah. I heard...
That's why I wanted to ask you.
Right, but I'm like, am I hearing this because you said it? And also, did you add in a voice? Like, I don't trust anything. I am so...
We need the like real video.
Yes.
It was weird that he... Right. Do you ever... If you go out to eat with Jared, would you sit on that side? Like,
no.
But Jared would...
I would sit on the booth side because Jared knows I like the booth. Yeah,
right.
But maybe she doesn't like the booth. Maybe she doesn't want to look at everyone. That would make sense.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because it would probably gain more attention if she's like literally towards the entire restaurant
and distracting.
So
probably.
I don't judge that one too much, but like I do. Yeah, definitely fascinating, but
wild.
Yeah. And to me, I think also, like we've said this before, and I don't think we need any disclaimers because, you know, if you're listening to this, I feel like, you know, we are based in reality. And that's why I think it is important to stay skeptical in all aspects of pop culture, social media, things like that.
Yeah.
And I've just learned,
take it with a grain
especially,
of salt.
Exactly. A big grain of salt, because TikTok, especially, you just can't believe everything you see. Like never mind. We'll get into that actually. Okay. But like also like while we're looking at people where you're just like, wow, they just do that. I saw this one video of Malia Obama, and she was walking through an airport alone, and I was like, it's so crazy to me to see her in like just as a normal human while her dad was like president, like that was the, you know what I mean, like the presidential family for 8 years or whatever, and just walking, she had no security, nothing, like just like
a normal.
I don't know why that threw me off.
Always the case with like specifically like presidential like presidents who have kids, I guess, like they're always so like this like normal vibe of like
no, right.
I don't know,
especially them. I mean, I really love the Obama daughters, because they're so interesting to me, because they grew up, I think they're around my age ish, and or ours probably more so, and like watching them be young in the White House, things like that, and then to come out of it and they're just like doing whatever they want. They go to school, whatever. They get paparazzi, smoking cigarettes, reading a book. Like, you know what I mean? Crazy. I don't know why that is fascinating to me, but it is.
It is to me too.
And I think even if you look back all the way through the royal family, that is probably one of the biggest things that I've realized in my entire lifetime. The the fascination with the royal family from people who live here, you know, from all around the world.
Literally from everywhere.
Yeah. Like growing up, our mom being like super interested and obsessed with Princess Diana. And stemming back to even probably before that. So
yeah, that one is crazy too, because it really is like their whole thing. This is so off topic, but like it's such like just a symbol of like whatever for like that country, for the UK, for like them to be like a royal family, because they don't really like make a lot of decisions, I've heard. No, like they don't like, no, because
they have like a president like how we do, kind of a system like that, government. They're just like it's kind of like their face on it, but like they don't.
No, it's just a generational like a lot of opinions, because it's like they can make an opinion, but it goes through a lot of people, and it's like I don't know.
But I also do think it's a lot more fun sometimes, or it's a lot of fun. How about that? To indulge in someone else's life than your own in some ways.
I think so too. I think that's a big part of it for me too.
Yeah. And I think, again, when you're like, we're speaking from normal people level, it's like harmless, you know, because we're not out here like,
that's what I feel like that's what we always say about it, like as a disclaimer of like, there's a problem to it, I think, when it starts like hurting someone, or like going too far of like the intentions of like behind it, where it's harmful.
I know, and I don't know what exactly that baseline is, like where the like line gets drawn, because I think that some of the things we talk about, maybe it's like I would disagree with maybe widespreading that in certain ways, but I also think that I put myself, it's probably not the best gauge of like morality, but I think that like if I say, oh, if I were a celebrity, I wouldn't care if people were like spreading this or saying this kind of thing. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But I do try to do that sometimes, and it's like, you know? But there are certain lines that I feel like shouldn't be crossed, and should be like where you're like just like talking about certain specific things of family life, you know, things that like maybe it is like a little bit like nothing is our business, but especially not that kind of stuff. You know? I don't know.
For sure. But I kept reading about that too, specifically about what you were just saying, like I think you said something about morals, and because I was reading something, and it was talking about how like you can kind of like in our generation too, like see how people's morals come into play with who they follow and who they like keep up with. And because I think that's like if you're looking at it over like society and like a societal factor and like what it's doing to everyone, it's like really interesting, because it really does follow probably a lot of people's like values and who they follow.
That is a very good point.
Is interesting, because I do like to like, as of lately, I think I have been kind of spacing out like, or weeding through people on like, you know, every once in a while you do, of like who you want to look up to, and like who you, I don't know,
totally,
whatever,
who doesn't align with you anymore. I think that's actually such a good point.
Which I will say also, I realized when I was writing these notes is how like I feel like beneficial pop culture is, and like not only like celebrities, but like influencers, like anyone you look up to online, of how like helpful it is for your interest and like getting to know yourself. I feel like that's like a good takeaway of it, because you can kind of really like look over it and like see what you like are into, if you're like on makeup TikTok or like
Yeah, it's like something sparks your interest and you're like, maybe that could be fun to try kind of thing. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
I feel
that.
like that's a really good way that it helps at least our generation.
Yeah, really like narrow in and just like find new interests and like I think that's totally true. And I think that even like with hobbies, with different ways of living, you mentioned community earlier, and I think that that's such a huge portion of not only pop culture and social media, I mean I guess just pop culture in general, but like I personally, I mean we've both been fangirls for so long, but I've found personally so much of community in times where I like feel like I desperately did need community from some sort of fandom sector of the internet, you know, and whether I was like involved in like talking, like actually conversing, but also just like finding a community that like talks about your same interests. It's kind of validating, and
I agree.
And it kind of can fill spaces in your life where it's maybe sometimes you need them filled.
I agree. And like to go along with that, I think it's so important to like for that to happen, especially right now. Yeah. Like in the digital age. Yes. Which like I sound like a boomer, but it is true. Digital. It's like if you look at the statistics, it's like so many people are depressed and like struggling, and it comes down to community. Yeah. And it probably is because I study a lot of this in school right now too. Right, but totally. She's educated. Yeah. It is really interesting to look at. Yeah. And that really is probably saving a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, like finding communities online. Finding communities.
Totally. And like like talking to people, and not even talking, but like you can see online like comments and like what other people are doing and thinking and feeling and connecting.
Exactly. Like, connection. You find a sort of connection again when a lot of people, I feel like, I mean, always, I think a lot of people, but especially again, more modern day era, are kind of like just like fiending for that, or like just like desperate for some sort of connection in some ways. In certain ways they're lacking it in something, or just they need more of it, whatever. And I think I've personally, again, I've been in One Direction fandoms, Five Sauce fandoms, like like Swiftie, obviously, like I've hit so many fan accounts, and I feel like I've personally made so many friends through those, like not that I talk to anymore, but like I know people who do, but like find their best friends.
I agree. Yeah, I see it all the time.
Right? I mean, even going to a concert. If you are going to a concert, or if you are looking for friends, go to a concert.
Yeah. Or even if you like don't have a friend and you or like bring your new friend to a concert, and it's like a whole. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's a like. It's
brings you together. I don't know.
There you go. That's I was really for a word for it, but like literally that's what it does. And I think that those kinds of things are so useful and helpful. And I think that like that's why we love it and things like that. You get to like you find one common interest, and there's like this umbrella. And then also most of the time when we go to concerts while we're on this topic, you find people that like almost everyone around us have gone to like the same concerts in the past year.
It's literally like we're like you've been
because you have similar taste. Yeah. And so it makes sense.
It is interesting to see.
Right. Yeah. But it's like that literally is kind of like your could be your group. You know? Totally. And I think that's why people love it so much, and like why we love it so much, obviously. And just like I don't know. I've just always loved it. I love.
She's a stan.
Yeah, right. And I exactly. We just are. Stans at hearts.
Yeah, we are
at heart. So,
but I swear there really is a lot. Like I think people can, like even in any community, it's like, oh, you're just taking this too far. Of like, whatever. Sure. Even if you have a poster in your room, I don't care.
That literally used to be a thing too.
Oh, I know. Like, what was I just gonna say though? I'm blanking. Sorry. No, you're good. What I was going to say too, though, is that I think there's just a lot of good things that can come from like pop culture. Like people can judge you for being so into it and stuff. Yeah. But I really think there's like a deeper thing. And I think it's like pretty much harmless for the most part. And so good for my soul.
For sure. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess if you think about it, pop culture can be an umbrella term for literally anything.
I know. I was trying to.
So it's like, I guess in our case, maybe it's more of celebrity pop culture. I don't know if there are different facets to it. But while you were saying that, I was thinking of people who like certain shows. And like there are Comic-Cons for those kinds of things. Or like, you know what I mean? You gather in groups like of the people who like that kind of thing.
So many different things for it.
Right.
Because I think for me too, like I look at it as like celebrity drama, like like I have a few things that we can get into it. Like celebrity though, and then it kind of goes down to even to like trickles down to like almost like cancellations of YouTubers or like YouTuber, like the bigger YouTubers. I think of like Jenna Marbles and like the big ones that are so iconic and like kind of like memes almost of like pop culture moments.
No, totally.
Like, that's what I would define pop culture.
Yeah. And I think it shifts as time shifts, but I think like, because growing up to me, pop culture was like more so, I think it stems from like what art people are interested in some sort of way. And I think like growing up, it was TV, movies, whatever, like Disney Channel kind of thing, like those kinds of celebrities. And then it shifts to social, like at some point shifts to social media pop culture. Like, and when I Google the definition, modern pop culture transmitted via the mass media and aimed at particularly younger people. In the modern West, pop culture refers to cultural products such as music, art, literature, fashion, dance, film, cyberculture, television, and radio.
Yeah. Because I was just going to say that too, is that I was sending Jordan an outline of like a ChatGPT like thing for our podcast. Like I was just messing around with it.
Yeah.
As
which
one does.
Is actually genius.
I know. I really liked it.
Yeah.
But she was saying, she's a girl in my head.
Yeah.
She was saying, that's actually really creepy. It was saying that.
No, I like she. Give her personality.
I know.
ChatGPT. Anyway, what?
She was saying, like stuff about like movies and stuff too. It is like that. It is movies, and it's like to me any culture probably of that way.
Right. Yeah.
So like movies and
things
like
that
the
define the culture going on right now, and things like that. Movies. That's what inspires a culture. I feel like again, fashionably, politically, what you're thinking about, what you're talking about, what you're wearing. Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. Like in my head, it's kind of more so like just celebrity drama, whatever. So that's interesting because it's true. It's like Call Me by Your Name. Like that has a culture of like,
oh, for sure,
they're people.
Yeah, that's our big umbrella of pop culture.
I know, that was like very niche, but that's like where my head went.
No, but it's true, and I think that's again stems from the pop culture that we're like the current popular culture of movies and times like that, of like movies like that being such a big part of it, and like again because of what Call Me by Your Name is all about, it like really has supported and like just like gained interest through a lot of different people and like shifted culture in a way. I think that movie did, at least. Like,
I agree,
opening your eyes to a lot of different things
for sure.
But yeah, so I think that like it all stems from that. I bet you even back in Shakespearean days, I don't fucking know. Like I don't know much about that era, but like you know, like things like that, or like just everything like that. Like I feel like everything going on in normal people's lives stems from something within pop culture in ways. You know, not everything, but like you know what I mean.
A lot,
yeah. It's influenced
for sure.
Wow. Yeah. And okay, this is more celebrity. Okay, wait. Do you have anything more about pop culture? Let's talk about what you have actually.
No,
first.
I think that's it.
Really?
Yeah, I think we went over everything I was gonna say.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Sure.
I was on to the favorite pop culture moments I wrote down.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But we can get into it after. Is that what?
No, that's kind of actually what this is.
Perfect.
I actually,
I wrote down like any I could like really think of right now while I'm like scrolling and you know. I can remember.
So maybe let's do yours first. I want to hear your pop culture moments, your favorite pop culture moments.
Okay. Well, I don't. Yeah, I could. Is
that what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I've been reflecting back to the time of like quarantine. I think it's probably like like this time of year.
Oh yeah.
Which is that's
a very good point. Yeah.
So I think I was just thinking about it, but
oh my God, you're so right. It did start like around here. No.
Yeah, it was like March 1st, I think, or March 12th or something.
That's what's in there. Anyway.
Yeah. Reflecting back to 2020 and like what was going around there, but that was like Outer Banks is what I remember, and like Frenemies and I think Frenemies was like around then.
It was definitely in
like
2020
after
at some point. Yeah.
But I just think that's like so interesting because I think pop culture just does like create a comfort of like even looking back on things.
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, like what was I doing then? And
honestly, that's
even when you see a meme of some sort.
Yeah.
Of like an old one.
That can instantly
like,
transport
oh my God. Yeah.
No, actually, I think nostalgia is like all in all pop culture, like going back to what was popular in that time or whatever. And that's what makes you feel so nostalgic.
I agree.
For sure.
It's so fun. But like the lore of, well, okay, anyways, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. What, the word, the lore?
Yeah, the 2020. Like,
I've
just been thinking
the
about
2020
that.
lore. I get it. I thought you just wanted to say lore, the word.
No. Not Travis. Taylor Swift and Maddie Healy. That was a good one. If that's pop culture.
That's the
the one lately I wrote down. I was like about to leave, and I wrote down Harry Styles' hair.
Oh, this will go down in history, guys.
Because I feel like that's a big turning moment right now for people. I necessarily I didn't care about his hair really, his haircut.
What do you mean turning point? Like people are unstanding him?
No, but people were just like, it was like a big like thing.
Moment.
It was a moment.
Was a moment when he cut his hair?
Yes, when he cut his hair and everyone found out and was like,
yeah, totally.
What?
Yeah, that was a really big shift.
Because I feel like I saw it a lot of like,
yeah,
everyone.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Cut his hair.
Yeah.
Oh
literally,
my
I do think it was genuinely everywhere. I feel like, again, every podcast I was listening to was talking about it too. Who don't even care about Harry Styles.
I agree.
Totally.
Jenna Marbles lore.
Oh.
That was a favorite. What are some of my favorites? Okay, lately, Adele at her concert talking about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like sticking up for her, I guess.
Totally.
The Barbie movie.
Oh my God.
Because that's nostalgic now to me, I think.
Okay. Wow. It doesn't take long.
Well, I think it's like past a little bit.
Yeah, no,
but like now I think about like summer of last year.
Sure.
So
I get
nostalgic.
that.
It's like I can
for
pinpoint it
in
my head.
And that
like
was
on calendar.
Right. No, and that inspired so much fashion-wise, culture-wise, music-wise. I mean, some of the biggest songs were from that movie of the past year, you know? That's crazy, actually. Yeah. Barbie's a big one.
Yeah.
And especially probably for people even younger than us.
Yeah.
I would assume more even.
I mean, that's the own culture. Like, just, and since when did it come out? Probably, I forget what they said in the movie when Barbies were starting to come out, but it's literally been since then.
Yeah.
The celebrities at that one host, that was a good one. Remember that?
The shitty host?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't word that right.
At the Grammys or Oscars or something?
Yes,
Oscars.
I think Oscars.
Yes. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like that was,
you guys know.
That was
you
like
guys
an
know.
iconic pop culture moment.
That was a big one, yeah.
Or like that Taylor Swift drama with Selena and like Miles Teller's, what's her name?
Oh, Kaylee Teller. Yes.
Like that whole thing of like the whispers and
and then her fan afterwards at the next show. So
yeah,
you couldn't see it. Yeah.
Like that's a good one.
Totally.
Ariana Grande's Ethan Slater was a big one this year or last year.
Yeah.
Last year. Lana Del Rey at the Super Bowl. I'm just running through these.
Okay. Oh my God. Yes, that's a good one.
Because I feel like I really liked that moment. I think of like her, everyone falling on her, and she was just kind of like laughing. That was a good one.
Yeah. Literally, I know that is a meme video too. The one you can zoom in and it's like all of a sudden, you go, girl.
Like maybe on the computer.
Jamie memeing on her meme account. Yes.
No, that video actually just made me smile. Like it was like I feel bad for her.
I feel like it would make Lana smile. I think that
it was
she would
like
be
I could tell she was like giggling.
Yeah, she was into it.
Yeah. Selena Gomez and her faces like in any way of like she just like has a sass face and I live for it.
I think she's diving into that like I don't give a fuck
and,
round, but still giving a fuck clearly, but like you know what I mean.
Exactly. Kylie and Timothy, that was a big one. Last night, Charlie XCX at the Boiler Room.
Yes.
That was like an Addison Rae there. And Julia Fox was there, I think, too.
Yes, because she debuted a song or something there. I didn't hear anything about it, but
I saw one video on it. That's why I was like, oh my God, yeah.
I know, that looks like a fucking party.
Oh my God.
Charlie XCX throws the best parties.
Yeah, it looked so fun. And George Daniels was there.
Yeah.
Like, I think afterwards at the, like, after party.
Yeah, DJing.
Yeah, DJing. And she was like, "This is my man."
Yeah, I love that. I love them.
it.
They're like one of my favorite couples.
Yeah. Taylor's dad at her concerts.
Holding the phone.
I think.
Did you see the video of her dad with Rebel Wilson singing?
What?
Rebel Wilson's holding her phone in selfie mode and singing with Scott, Taylor's dad, singing to a song.
What?
And
No.
I was like,
where
wow,
were they?
I don't think I've ever seen this before, ever in my life.
That's
They were at the
amazing.
Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, because she's like Australian.
Yeah,
Forgot she was.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe she was just in a scene or something that I remember.
No, I think she is, but I don't know.
thought
Everyone
she was-
was in Australia for this concert. That's
Katy
all
Perry
I know.
was there.
I know.
That's a big pop culture
That's a big moment. The selfie too.
Because then I saw on her.
even the past ones.
I saw a TikTok of her Instagram.
Yeah.
Of her. It was like the last slide of her, like, on Bad Blood. And
Yes.
It was like a.
Literally singing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So that is huge. And then going back further, that's like etched into my brain too.
Yeah. Okay, normal people, and then the whole Paul Mescal, Phoebe Bridgers, Daisy, like
The love triangle.
the love triangle.
That's what
and
folklore is
the
about.
And the yeah,
We've cracked
Wait.
the code. Folklore.
they really could be. After that picture came out,
Paul is James.
or was it after? I wonder.
I don't know.
We'll have to look that up.
Paul is James. Phoebe is Betty. Daisy is Inez. No. What's the other one? August.
Augustine.
Augustine.
Every time I say Augustine, I think of if you watch Vampire Diaries, it's like the Augustine was like a vampire, like bad thing that happened to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I always think about it.
Oh,
but
interesting.
anyways,
Okay, maybe that's
my
that's
mind goes
double
there.
entendre.
But eyebrow. Oh, so I was watching a video and someone was saying eyebrow gate of the Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez stuff of like
Oh.
the eyebrow gate.
Yeah. I remember
This
that.
was an accident.
Okay, yes, I remember
Took
that.
this on accident.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to get this video because it's my last one. But the drunk Justin Bieber singing.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
My favorite video.
Yeah.
This one. That is like my favorite video. It comes on my feed like every so often, and I download every single one.
I love that. No, that is
I
good.
get obsessed.
That is really good.
Okay, but yeah, those are my ones that I could think of. I'm
like
sure
that.
there's oh my god, so many more.
Oh, I love that.
That was my hot potato.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. Hot potato. I like that. But I think that the only one I can really think of while you're saying these is the moment that it was announced. He came out with a story, whatever, that Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn broke up, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, that was a big one.
I didn't believe it.
No, I didn't either. I don't think a lot of people did.
I didn't until Maddie started coming around a lot, and then that was another one.
Yeah, that was like exactly I think a year ago.
Yeah.
Or so.
I know, but also
yeah, she has it written down.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, exactly, oh yeah. But there is a Lorde moment or like a Lorde lore, the Lorde lore.
The Lord lore.
Okay,
Lord. I love
she,
Lord.
Me too. Where our Lord stands here. But something that always intrigues me and one of my favorite gossips. Again, this is all speculatory. And I just think it's fun, and I don't think this could actually be true, but I think it would be very interesting for work. Anyway, something that always intrigues me is Lorde and Jack Antonoff's relationship or whatever.
I've heard stuff about this.
Yes. Okay.
That's familiar.
Well, there's lore, like there's a blind item that says that Lorde blames Taylor Swift for her career falling off or something, which that's kind of different, but like I just thought that was an interesting anecdote, and I don't believe that one at all because I thought they were such good friends. I don't understand why.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I don't get it.
Maybe not so as much anymore. Like they aren't seen together a lot.
No, but I think that has to do with Jack personally because
Like something happened.
Jack worked on Melodrama with Lorde, right? And the theory about Melodrama is that it's about her affair with Jack Antonoff. Okay.
Really?
Yes, because this was from a TikTok. I will link the TikTok in the description. But there's a TikTok that says it's because she moved in with him during production of the album
Wow.
while his girlfriend, Lena Dunham, was out of town for work.
Jack.
Is that he dated Lena Dunham.
That's not the one he's married to.
No, that was before.
Okay.
And then after that album, Jack and Lena broke up, like after it came out. And then Greenlight lyrics are like about wanting someone to break up with their girlfriend. And it's like, did it frighten you when we kissed and danced in the light of the floor?
Oh my god,
the light of the floor.
I have to go listen to that now.
You're right.
It's funny you brought this up because I've been listening to Solar Power like it's my job.
Okay, I can see that because this is the perfect time of year for that.
Yeah,
honestly.
it is.
I think she's releasing something soon because she's been listening with having headphones on.
Oh,
she always does that before an album.
Oh, interesting.
But a lot of people don't like this theory because it reduces her really, really great body of work in their eyes to gossip. But I think for me, I personally just love knowing what the songs are about, kind of thing. Like,
I think it actually helps.
Yeah, I just like picturing again because even if I can relate to some songs or whatever, or like especially the ones that I can't necessarily, but I love the song. I love to pin some sort of storyline in my head to picture it.
Me too.
And that might be an illness between us, but
but it just helped the song for me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. I know that might be controversial and bad of us, but we're not saying we're good people here.
We never claim.
We've never claimed to be good. Unclaimed. But also, I'm just nosy. And I like to know these things. Yeah. I'm just nosy in general. But a big thing was in Lord's 21 question interview on Vogue. Okay.
Oh, this is a whole lore.
There's literally. The guy asked Lord, what was the best advice that your producer Jack Antonoff has ever given you? And she replied with, he said, don't let me ruin your life more than I already have. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's not like just your producer. That's like Jack.
If all of this was not true, right? But like, why else would he say that? That to me means like that chapter's closed, and it's like he broke up with her saying that maybe.
Oh,
that kind of thing.
And she just was like,
and that's her like way of being like, I don't have anything else. He told me this. I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Wow. I need to deep dive into this.
It's very fascinating.
I need to go watch it.
I know. So that's my favorite currently. I just think it's really interesting to me.
That's a good one.
I'm always just curious about Jack Antonoff. I don't know. I just am. I'm not going to dive any deeper into that right now.
Yeah. I would love a deep dive though.
Yeah.
Because I've always had questions about him.
Yeah.
Because one day he just appeared.
Right.
But he's also like the best producer of ever.
Yeah. Okay, Slay.
Like,
wait, Jack Antonoff fandom.
I feel like I just love him.
Yeah. I really like the 1975's last album. They worked with Jack Antonoff, and I have a funny feeling that won't happen again. But I really like the vibe of that album so much because of that. I feel like his touch on it was really, really refreshing in a way with the 1975 to work with him. But that's all I personally have. Do you have anything else for today?
No.
Wow.
I don't.
We're all pop cultured out.
I know. I am.
Oh, it's so exhausting talking about other people's lives.
It's so exhausting.
Yeah. But we love it, and I hope you guys love it too. I do love mysterious people though. As much as I love people who like what? Me just continuing the podcast.
Okay, mysterious.
No, but like
I was only laughing because you looked at me and then you said
I do. Maybe that's why I love you so much. You never know what's going through her mind, you know? Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Inside Out. We had fun doing it. If you have any requests, like always, let us know down below or in our DMs on Instagram at Inside Out with JJ. Ooh, we're JJ together, actually. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, thank you for being here. We love you so much.
This was so fun.
Yeah.
And
time to go to Dumas. Yeah. I didn't even mention Dumas. We should give him Dumas a shout out.
Honestly.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.